This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Good morning, Lincoln, Nebraska. Happy Hump Day. Happy first of the month. Welcome to the Morning Hookup. Look, Elijah. Isaac, well, you get me.
I haven't heard this song in too long.
He knows the show mantra. How to pay the bills. Happy first of the month. Happy worst first of the month day ever.
I don't April Fool's guy.
Don't believe you. Don't believe you. I don't believe anybody.
I
told my kids, I don't believe you. Liar.
I thought about it yesterday. I was like, I was going to what I was going to do. And I decided to we can get into why again. We talked about this morning. If you're listening to Good Morning News and history, I apologize for rephrasing this from 6 o'clock this morning.
You're allowed.
But I had the thought yesterday before my roommates got home from work midday, which was on the lunch break. I set some alarms for them at just horrible hours tonight. So like, oh, here's the 2:45 alarm. Here's the 3:15.
The random 3:09.
Yeah. I thought about that. And then I thought a little bit more about it. And I also don't get home from work until after my roommates get home, which means if I were to do that, I open myself up to potential retaliation.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not opening myself up to retaliatory pranks. I'm just going to let it lie. If they get me, they get me. But I'm going to be honor system here. I didn't prank you.
Leave me alone.
I'm going to hope they didn't prank me.
I'd rather not be around people.
Oh, social media today is
it's already started.
Yeah, I've been pretty evil to my parents in the past.
You look like that person.
I'm gonna lie. Hey, mom, I'm in jail. Type of thing.
They're like, well, we'll try to get there. Enjoy the night.
Yeah.
My kid called me and said, I'm like, sorry, already started my nighttime cocktails. I don't want to be with you.
Good luck.
Enjoy your evening. Yeah. Rest up.
Rest up.
It's gonna be a big day tomorrow.
At least you get a hot meal. Don't call me either. Why'd you waste it on me?
Yeah, forget my number.
Jeez. Welcome in, boy. We got a lot to get to today.
You got a public defender coming your way, brother.
Yeah. See ya. Good luck. A lot to get to today, boy. We talked some baseball, softball. Henry T. Buchanan, Husker legend, will join us in hour number 2. We'll wrap up some hoops. Look at the future of hoops like we did yesterday with Robin Washit. Stories that we missed. There's a lot. Good morning, Arlo. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. They had me nervous last night, too, as I was watching Husker baseball. Boy, they got it done, though. 6-5, 7 straight win now for Nebraska baseball.
Nervous.
It was nervous, but they got it done in a very again, if you were out and about and playing any sport, I went out and watched some high school baseball last night, some reserve baseball. It was not conditions to play baseball. These were tough on pitchers, tough on hitters, tough on fielders. As you see, if you got a chance to watch last night, the last out,
Wind was playing tricks on that one.
I was like, oh boy, that's going to drop.
Yeah.
It's just a weird situation. But again, they do get good morning, Shane.
And let me also add to this, despite the nervousness late, I think you can take positives away from the fact that that Childress, Bolt, the staff trusted Unger in that spot.
Yeah.
To say, hey, you're the guy that's been nails for us closing down games. Yeah, you got yourself into a little bit of trouble here in the 9th in a 1-run game, but we're going to have the confidence in you to go get yourself out of that jam. That is confidence that can carry through for weeks, if not the rest of the season. To go get out of a jam like that and to know, hey, this coaching staff, no matter what I get into, they have the trust in me to go and get out of it. That's huge for confidence for a pitcher.
Yeah, and especially late in that game in the 9th with a couple really good hitters that were hitless last night that you could have seen for Creighton getting a hit in that situation.
Well, how many times do you see in tight moments, and probably you more around the baseball diamond, it happens a lot more in youth baseball, and I see it as an umpire, where you see a pitcher getting themselves into that tight situation and you see the look in their eyes of like, please get me out of this baseball game. Let's have somebody else come in. I have no confidence right now. Yeah. Please come and get me. I saw it this past weekend. You just see the look in the pitcher's eyes that they can't find the zone.
Just give me one call, Blue. Hey, Blue, just one time.
Yeah, and then
just let me hear you say it.
And then they're like giving the eyes to the dugout of like, all right, let's get somebody warming up. I don't have it. Like, it's more common, especially the more time you spend around the game, the more you see it, to have a guy in Unger last night that rose to that moment, got Nebraska out of the jam and locked down the win. Huge.
Yeah, huge. Also, you get a really quality start on the bump as well from Glavin Bach, who just almost blew that name, Blokovich. 4 innings, 2 hits, doesn't give up a run, 2 strikeouts. Bullpen a little shaky as you get there. Caleb Clark struggled through 2 innings with 4 runs in that one, but Nebraska did enough within that. Mac Moyer, again, he had 3 RBIs, 3 big RBIs in the game. Dylan Carey has a couple more hits. Jet Buck a couple more hits, and Nebraska just get it done. Now 7 straight. Is that 18 out of 19 or 17 out of 18?
18 out of 19.
18 out of 19. The midweek continued to roll. Now I believe there's 7-0 in midweek games.
I'll also add to this, and this is not to take away, it's to kind of look at what's coming ahead. You've done what you should do. Now, going 18 out of 19 against any opposition is going to be tough to do in the sport of baseball.
Yep.
But there is not an opponent in there where I didn't think you should have been favored. You know,
oh no,
like you should have been favored in all these games. Now you've gone and taken care of business, and you've done it in convincing fashion. That is something to say. But you got a big April coming up. You got a midweek game coming up. I believe it's Kansas.
April 7th. You got the series coming up against Penn State, and then next Tuesday you go against Kansas.
And then you follow it up. You got Oregon. You got USC. This month of April is going to tell us a lot about this team. I think April tells us more than March did. Now, March, you were nails. You played great baseball. Keep that momentum rolling, and April it'll be in your favor. But this month of April is what's going to tell us more about this team than what we learned of the last 19 games.
And what's really nice is it seemingly looks like the staff you've got that weekend rotation is set. Now you got another quality with Gavin going back to the midweek, getting midweek starts going on. The bats have been alive as of late going in this. And I agree with you that like you look at those 2 weekends and I think this season it's being defined already with where you're at, the number of wins, because it took you till like late in the season to get where you're at in the win total last year. But like you mentioned, that their Big Ten and their regional season will be defined between the 10th of April and the 12th of April in that series. And then you follow that up with the 17th and 2 back-to-back weekends will define whether you're hosting or not a regional here in Lincoln.
What is like the requirements or prerequisites to be in the running for hosting a regional?
Top 16.
Yep.
Essentially.
Pretty much.
And they'll also look, I mean, there's some teams that are deserving that, like, you know, they don't have great facilities.
Yes.
That plays a factor if you're right on that line. And Husker baseball's got great facilities, obviously, so that's not going to play a factor. But yeah, be top 16.
That's where it comes down to. That high RPI, finishing high up in the Big Ten.
Something to note here, I saw this yesterday. I'm going to bring it back up today. I brought it up on the Average Joe Sports Show. You look at Nebraska's pitching this year, which is, I mean, I think we were expecting a lineup with more pop, more run scoring ability. Nebraska's got 10 pitchers so far this year that have pitched at least 10 innings. Every single one of those guys has a walks and hits to innings pitched sub 1.5. Now, 1.5, that's not an elite number. Like the elite number is sub 1. And you have 2 guys that are, or three guys that are there at the, Cooper Katsky's at a 0.86 whip. Blackowitz is at a 1.03, and then Harrahill's at a 1.0. But you have all 10 of your top arms, the guys that have pitched 10 innings, all sub 1.5.
Yeah, this was the expectation as when Childress got back to Nebraska. This is the type of staff that you were looking at with that, the higher strikeout above the walk ratio. Obviously, again, they're getting a very good strikeout ratio. They're learning to pitch. If you watch these guys, I think over the time, especially watch Yasa when he pitches, you're starting to see him really pitch.
Well, and look at your starters here. And all your starters have logged at least 28 innings.
Yeah, isn't Ty Horn like 0-0 or 0-1 just because he's not
1-1?
1-0. Quality starts that are turning into a lot of no decisions.
1-1, but Ty Horn at 3.31 ERA, 38 strikeouts this year, 18 walks.
Yep.
Giving up 31 hits. So that's your Friday night guy. Saturday, Yasa, 4.11 ERA, a little bit higher. But 55 strikeouts in 35 innings to 21 base on balls, only 27 hits for Yasa. You have Katsky, who's been both midweek and now kind of moving into that Sunday role for you. We talked about the 0.86 whip, 2.56 ERA, 39 strikeouts. How about this? 6 walks.
6 walks.
And just 21 base hits in 31 innings. And then Blackowitz, your final starter, 1.03 whip, 2.86 ERA, 37 strikeouts, 9 walks.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're starting to get that as
that'll
your
do
mainstay. That'll do with 4 quality starters. And you're starting to get some of the flashes of the bullpen. Obviously, there's still some shaky moments in the bullpen, but you're starting to get settled into a bullpen rotation on the weekend.
And let me also note here, as you go through some of the top arms, Horn, batting average against 231. Yasa, batting average against 211. Katsky, batting average against 184. Blackowitz, batting average against 206. And some of those top bullpen arms, Jayshawn Unger, 169 batting average against.
That's crazy.
You have Price Bender, 266. He's kind of the highest among your arms you turn to a lot. Hara Hills, 167. Caleb Clark, a 111. Now, Caleb Clark's had some walk issues, but only a 111 batting average against. Like, yeah,
those are big time numbers.
These are numbers. And hey, has the quality of opposition for the last month been great for Nebraska? No. Have the guys still gone out and performed? Yes. And it's still college baseball. Big Ten or not, these guys are still some of the top baseball players in the country. Like, you're doing exactly what you should be doing. And it's good to see. I mean, it's reason to have confidence moving forward.
No, it's big time. You look at the pitching side. Also, not to take away from that, but look at the hitting side and what started to happen with the bats. And obviously, you're not, I mean, again, baseball's a hard enough sport, so I'm not going to dog the competition that we've played, but you look at some of these guys, what the top of your lineup's been doing. They've been consistent. Now you got Mac Moore over 400, Dylan Carey over 400, Case Sanderson 364, Stokes at 360, in limited starts, but Jet Buck now 342. I think the biggest movement you've been seeing is Jeter Worley, what he's been doing in the 2-hole, now hitting close to 320. Gentleman, freshman catcher, receiving the pitching well, but that was an opening weekend where you were a couple of weekends where he was below 200 for a long time. Now starting to light the bats up a little bit, but they're getting it done on both sides. I was just looking from a stats perspective when you look at where Nebraska starts to rank as far as some of and how they compare within the Big Ten. Pitching wise, if you look at it from the pitching wise, right now you're coming in, those two teams we talked about, those two looming series coming up with USC leading the charge. Their team ERA is 2.75. They are number one. Oregon 3.29. Nebraska settles in there at the 5 spot, 4.40 coming into this as we start looking at some of those series coming up. The series coming up is a very winnable series. You should be sweeping Penn State coming up. But then you flip the side to the batting side. Nebraska checks in at the second best offensive team in the Big Ten, followed by Oregon at 5 and USC down in the 9 spot. So big series coming up, but obviously keep your eyes and everything focused on what's ahead of you. Penn State, a series that one you need to win, you have to win. Also one that you should sweep.
Yeah,
you should sweep when you look at maybe some stats of what you're going up against with Penn State. Penn State right now, they're going to be at the bottom of most things. They're the 12th best offense in the league coming in. Pitching wise, Penn State is going to fall. Oh boy, bottom of the league. They come in boasting a healthy ERA of 8.36 as a team. Ooh, sorry, I had to look. Did you see me look at that? Did you see me?
A what?
I had to look at that. Timeout. That's right. 26 games. They are 8-18 overall. 8.36. Oh my goodness. 215 innings pitched so far. They've given up 284 hits. 231 runs, 200 earned runs, 27 home runs. They've only struck out 51 batters.
An ERA.
Is that right?
Their
average against 323.
Let's look up some results here. K-State put up 24 on them this year.
I did not realize
24-5 in an early season contest. That's crazy.
Sorry, I've never seen one like that.
Their ERA's that high. They had an entire series against Richmond where they gave up a total of 7 runs. 4-game weekend series. There's got to be some big numbers in there. They gave 15 to Texas Tech, and then 21 to Texas Tech, and then 14 to Texas Tech.
8.36.
Usually, like above 6 is unheard of. So to be around 8 is putrid.
In a 3-game weekend series, they gave up 31 runs to Iowa.
There are 5 teams in the Big Ten, by the way. The bottom 5 ERAs are all above 6.
They let's see, they gave up 23 runs in a 3-game weekend series against Purdue. They gave up Oh, goodness gracious. 30 runs in a 3-game weekend series against Illinois.
Their team whip is 1.96.
Oof. Oof, man.
Hitters beware.
Yeah.
Not getting ahead of myself, just throwing it out there. Did not realize it was that bad. Hey, also yesterday, we just went up and swept the Who Jays last night as well. Softball. In a tight contest for a while.
A little bit.
They prevailed 8-2 in that one. You get it done on the bump as well. They continued their roll. 8 runs on 14 hits, 2 runs, 3 hits for Creighton.
What can you say about Jensen?
Oh, my gosh. How about she comes in and just shuts it down? 4 innings of relief work and only 1 hit.
Yep. True freshman. Also
freshman of the week, right? In the Big Ten,
yeah.
I believe.
And in-state freshman from the state of Nebraska, Gretna. Holy cow. I mean, you look at what her future could hold, and also got to be so great to step in as a freshman pitcher and get to learn under Jordy Ball in terms of how to pitch. Because Jordy Ball, in terms of, I mean, she is one of the masters of the sport at keeping hitters off balance. Like, it feels like hitters in the box never look comfortable against Jordy.
They no.
I said Jordy Ball, I meant Jordy Fromm, obviously.
But we all know what you're saying.
But then you have Jensen coming in as a freshman. She looks like she's going to be a problem in the Big Ten for years to come. She is just nails.
Well, look at the current state of the world for her when you look at it. 14-2, by the way, on the season. We're talking about the freshman. 14-2, 2.78 ERA. She started in 14 games. 85 over 85 innings, 85 and 2/3 innings, 74 hits, 132 strikeouts in 85 innings. Hitters are only hitting 222 against her currently. You put that together with your star and from 1.70 ERA, she's 8-4, 90 innings pitched, 122 strikeouts. Hitters are only hitting 220 against her.
We've talked about it before. I'll say it again. This is a team that there's an upper echelon of softball. Husker softball is in that upper echelon. When you're talking about the Oklahomas, Texas Techs, Tennessees of the world, Nebraska's right there with them. This is a team that should be competing for a Women's College World Series by the end of the season. That's the kind of expectation we're talking here.
When you have the girls that can throw like they do, and then the way these girls hit the ball, they have 59 home runs.
Yeah,
guys.
they mash.
They
mash.
They can hit the ball. That combination right there, that's scary. They could do some big things this year.
They mash. Both those teams, boy, talking about just good feelings in Husker sports. Softball now improves to 27-6 on the season. Baseball, 23-6. And rolling right now. So good stuff as weekend series do loom. Rutgers for softball, Penn State for baseball. Should be another stellar weekend for both those teams. So let's take a break. We're going to talk baseball coming up, Major League Baseball. But it ain't a lot about the baseball. It's about the umpires.
My favorite topic.
Yeah. Our resident umpire will break this down. He's got some stats to talk about as far as challenges. Because it's been a rough, well, let's just call it for the elderlies, been rough. For the youngins, it's been okay. Let's talk about that and a whole lot more when we return.
Did you guys see what happened in the Red Sox game yesterday?
No.
Umpire forgot the count.
Oh, boy.
But the Red Sox are so bad right now that so did they. So the Red Sox struck them out and kept pitching to him. And none of the players knew, and the umpire didn't know.
You know what baseball needs? That's when you go, game changer. Who's running game changer? Good morning, Shane. Good morning, Todd. Go Big Red. Good morning, Flood Extent. Game changer. Game changer's always right.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to have a scrimmage tonight. We've since canceled.
Yeah.
Or rescheduling it. We're rescheduling it.
We were going to have a game tomorrow, but due to inclement weather. So
Yeah,
we're in the same boat.
Yeah, I was out watching some high school stuff last night, and it was just like, man, cold, Yuck. I was watching some alumni, Sox alumni play yesterday against each other.
Nice.
Yeah. It was quite fun. Let me do that.
Did you guys ever play this program? I think they're top in the state. Wow Factor.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Is that the yeah, that's like the Wow Factor is like the oh gosh. What's the other one up there? Or the
Like prospects?
yes,
Okay.
that's the other side of that. Wow
Mhm.
Factor and Prospects are about they're similar programs. I don't want to call them the same, but that type of
Yeah, the ones in our age group are pretty good. So
welcome back in the morning. Happy hump day. Happy first of the month. First of the month. Don't even try to come at us. I don't believe anything. I'm like even not even looking at like Carolina basketball stuff. None of it.
it's a tough time for you.
None of it. I think I know it. Sometimes you just have to. I mean, not that it's 100%, but sometimes you have to listen when people talk. They're
Mm.
kind of telling you without telling you.
I'll say that it's kind of weird that they are not looking for a coach until the Final Four is over. I wonder why they're doing that. We put two and two together.
Well, there's
there.
one there they really like to have
Yeah.
who has said that there'll be great coaches after me. That's a weird statement. Now, who knows if that's the truth, if it's
Right.
really going to happen? Because as people like us, we like to speculate, like look at people's words, right? Or when coaches talk, we're like, oh, I know who he's talking to. Talking directly through the mic to that person. So a lot. My man, bowling league. Before we get into challenges of baseball, sounds like you guys are rolling. You're on a heater.
Literally.
You're on a heater.
We've been
You
rolling.
like that?
Been rolling all
You
season.
like that? You're rolling.
Keep rolling.
Little double entendre there for you.
Yeah, no, it's we have built a pretty commanding lead at the top of our league. Not gonna brag, like that's not what I'm here to do.
But guess what? We are so far ahead. We can take the week off.
At the end of the season split into two halves. If you're unfamiliar,
Yep,
this is the setup for our bowling league. The champion of the first half of the season plays the champion of the second half of the season on the final week. We have never been in that championship match before.
Oh my God! Where are you? How many weeks left in session in the first half?
I think we're 5 weeks left.
Okay, so you can feel it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And it should be noted, the team that won the first half of the league, they're very good.
Yeah,
they're very good. We teamed up with them for the city bowling tournament for like 5 years, and we were always near the top. So this is a real grudge match going up against these guys. If it does come to that, I mean, I didn't even bowl very well last night, lost a couple of points, but my brother picked up the slack. We got a big win, and yeah, we've extended the lead. It's the largest the lead has been in the second half of the season by a good number. As of last night, we started with a 12.5 point lead whenever the league kicked off last night, and we left the league with a 23.5 point lead.
You guys win this thing, and that's gonna be one hell of a pizza party you get to go to. And
as we talked about off the air, no pizza for me. It's been
I know
heartburn. I had like 1-2 slices of pizza on Saturday night, and it's been
for you.
heartburn for 4 days now. Heartburn.
Good thing you didn't eat the crepes yesterday. Those were good crepes, man. You missed the pizza crepes. You missed them.
Oh,
Yesterday I had a sausage, egg, and cheese with a little hollandaise sauce on the top.
what is a pizza crepe?
It was a crepe.
Imagine a crepe,
This
but with
crepe
pizza
cafe.
sauce and a
Yeah.
pepperoni on top, some cheese.
Crepe cafe. They make like there's also the sweet side, like a crepe, right? Like you're used to, like strawberry and
Yeah.
Nutella,
Or
banana,
Nutella, banana.
yeah.
but then there's the savory ones. You had pepperoni pizza, sausage, egg, and cheese.
I can get down with that.
Yeah, buddy. I did yesterday. What we cannot get down with is the lack of, I don't know, these challenges in baseball. ABS challenges in baseball. Last night there was another one. Boy, poor CB, man. Poor CB. He's in a bad spot. Was it the other night? They were 6 for 6 for overturns on his. And I will caveat this with, I don't mind the challenges. I hate that they put the measurements in when it says 0.3.
Especially one more note to this is the ABS challenge system makes it appear as though the strike zone is 2-dimensional.
Mhm.
It's not. It's a 3-dimensional space.
Yes.
So I'd like a little bit more clarity on like how they determine the zone. Is it's a percentage of the player's height beginning a certain height off the ground based on their I don't think it's a 100% perfect system. So to give it 100% perfect margin, 0.01 millimeters away
that's
from being a strike, I think there needs to be a slight margin of error because I think with all bodies being a little bit different, some people got longer torsos and whatnot. I don't think the zone that they use for the ABS system is perfect, especially considering the zone is 3-dimensional. You can have a ball that catches the front end of the plate and then misses the rest of the plate, and it's a strike because the strike zone is a 3-dimensional space over the entirety of the plate. A little umpire nerd lingo for you. You wouldn't think it matters. It does.
It does. Now, with
secondarily, though, the umpires that have been more brought up in this world where, umpires, once you get to the college level, minor league baseball, pro baseball, you're getting back to the locker room after the game and they'll give you a printout of your ball and strike accuracy calls, the worst calls you missed and whatnot. They have all this system with the TrackMan and whatnot where they know exactly where every pitch goes across. It'll give you what the computer thinks are your worst calls and whatnot. So these umpires that are younger in the MLB, throughout much of their careers, if not all of their careers, they've been used to coming back to the locker room, getting printouts, understanding exactly what their zone is, understanding exactly where it needs to get better and working through it. It's the older umpires right now that are really struggling with the system. The guys that, whenever they were starting out their professional baseball umpiring careers, you had a little more leeway as an umpire to have some control over the game. That's gone away. People don't want that anymore. It used to be the zone would change pretty dramatically between 3-0 and 0-2. It is not that anymore. The zone is the zone at this point in time, especially with an ABS challenge system.
It's locked in.
The 9 oldest umpires in the MLB this year have had 66% of their challenged calls overturned.
My gosh.
And 8.5% of all of their calls, according to the computer, have been incorrect. Compare that to all other umpires, 52% of challenged calls have been overturned.
So over half have been changed.
But that's still a 14% difference between the 9 oldest and everyone else. And the all others, aside from the 9 oldest, have had 6.1% of their calls incorrect, a 2.5% difference between the 9 oldest umpires. I saw a couple days ago, as of, and again, things are ever changing. So this tweet I pulled up was from yesterday. So I think the stat has changed just a little bit. But as of a couple days ago, it was the 9 youngest umpires in the league that had the lowest percentage of challenge calls overturned and the highest percentage of calls correct. Now, to also put things in perspective here,
it's a tough job they do.
This also means that the 9 oldest umpires, 91.5% of their calls have been correct, whereas everyone else is at 93.9%. So you're still both talking like high level performance.
Yes, but it's the overturns that are getting highlighted right now.
Well, I think you're getting such a high percentage of these older umpires getting their calls overturned, in my opinion. And I'm just a lowly guy who umpires high school baseball. I'm not fully nuanced in the MLB system. But to me, it's like even at the local level, there's a difference with older umpires and younger umpires between how much discretion, how much the strike zone can change based on count.
Yeah, I mean, it's
based on game situation, things like that.
Older umpires are having to learn
that
change their ways.
Your control over the zone is not what it was.
It's not, and it's highlighted heavily. But what we don't need are umpires that are like 8-year-olds picking flowers while the game's going on. If you saw last night, CB highlighted once again. Challenge came in. He said, runner missed bag on first base, out. Yet the fact they go back to it, and he's not even looking at the base. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You've already had a bad couple of games back behind the dish. Now you're not, you're flinching and not paying attention, making calls. It's a bad look. My thing it would be interesting with this data early on. Again, obviously this is a very big focus in Major League Baseball right now. What the comparisons start to look like. Because there'll be early data. Again, CB, right? He's being high. There's been a lot of them because they're tracking it. What do they learn from it? Give me the first third of the season data and then break this thing to thirds or fourths and see what it does. Yeah, has it changed? Have they gotten better? Have they learned from the information that they're getting? And not, I mean, the other part of this, we're getting challenge after challenge. We're getting people kicked out of games over this stuff.
And rage baited.
Right?
Well, I was going to ask,
can I quickly bring up here? Because I got this, I'll just pull it up here on the stream. You'll see it on the stream. I'll try to explain it for the folks listening on the radio. It's a heat map of all called strikes in the MLB in both 2007 and 2025. And you can see how discretion over the zone has changed. The strike zone used to be circular. The corners were called less. You'd have a little bit more leeway on the inside and on the outside. And as you get umpires that have dealt with the ABS system in the minor leagues, as you have these computer systems that get umpires better at telling you, hey, this is what you called. This is what the actual call was. You have these umpire scorecards coming out on Twitter and whatnot. Look, I mean, that is a almost picture perfect representation of the zone with the heat map in 2025.
Yep.
I'd be very curious to see with a heat map like this, show me the 9 oldest umpires and show me their first 2 weeks of the season and compare it to June or July and see how they learn from it. Because listen, as the audience of baseball changed in terms of watching called strikes, I think part of this is the K zone you see on TV, and folks,
that was the evolution that started. ESPN's K zone started this.
Yeah. Folks want a more accurate zone. And look what umpires have done over 20 years. Their zones have become incredibly precise. Let's see how the older umpires adjust to now having that be able to be called out in front of fans, in front of teams and whatnot, an actual challenge system. I bet you by the end of the year, you're going to have umpires that are calling really, really tight zones, guys that are on it, because these umpires are elite. They're
the best of the best. And again, it's a tough job. You know, I mean, imagine being crouched back there and 95 plus coming pretty quick. And you got to make a split decision call.
As they collect data with this, and if there are guys that don't meet the quota or standard, do you think there's repercussions coming for them? Because I mean,
relegation.
Any other job in the world, you don't meet your standard, you don't meet your quota, you get fired, right? So
well, and I think it's probably maybe there's a plan to go that route, but I think there will be consequences in times where you get less games or less important games, or you end up in AAA. You're not doing playoffs. And eventually, you're asked to leave.
I'll look at postseason selection. The MLB Umpires Union, super strong, and they protect their own. That's why Angel Hernandez had a job for so long.
Eric Gregg back in the day. Joe West back in the day.
It's Buckner right now. The MLB Umpires Union, and rightfully so, because umpiring is a very, very difficult job, and everyone's got an opinion about umpires. So the umpires are they're together, they're aligned, they protect their own. But I will be curious to see once it comes time for the union and the MLB to decide postseason assignments, look at who gets picked and who doesn't.
So umpires and referees they've never been scrutinized to this level in the history of this. Basketball, baseball, softball, whatever sport, this is the most scrutinized that it's ever going to be. But for me, it's what are the improvements of the individual as they're getting there from it, because a lot of these umpires, the older group, they've never had this data, right? Now they've got it. It's
or you look at
but I met they walk out and go, the game's over, and it's sitting there waiting on them.
Or you look at these guys that have been umpiring professional baseball for 40 years, And you have like the technology revolution's been the last 10 to 15 years. That's a minor portion of their career where they've had to adjust. And they have so much more of a data set where it's been, hey, kind of loose and free. Compare that to the younger umpires where all they've known since they've been in pro baseball is precise zones.
Yep. And the game has gotten so much faster, stronger, the pace of everything. I mean, I imagine the umpires back in the day were like, oh, Maddox is throwing. I know exactly how to call this guy. Yep. I won't even think about it. Yep. I know what he's going to throw in this. I know this. Randy John, whatever the case is. Now it's not the case. It's not about you and me. It's not about it's us. It's about this box. Man, CB got to get it together though.
I brought this up during the break too. The Red Sox game last night.
Mm-hmm.
Runner on first and third. Red Sox are pitching. 0-1 count.
Okay.
They throw it. Batter swings. That's a strike. Swing and miss. They throw it down to second base. Terrible fielding by the Red Sox. I won't even get into how bad the Red Sox are right now. Yep. Give up a run. So now the count is 0-2. Next pitch. Batter swings and misses. That's strike 3.
You're out.
Nobody knew the count. Umpire didn't know the count. The players on the field didn't know the count. At bat goes on, turns into a walk.
4-3. Take your base.
Yep.
I told you during the stream, Major League Baseball needs a game changer. You ever lost the count?
Yeah. That it's more common than you think.
I'm sure it is. And
there's sometimes where I've only had to ask. There's been like once or twice in the last couple of years I've had to ask my umpire partner and be like, I totally lost track.
You have a sign? Hey.
It's
yeah. What's the sign for count?
Well,
you hold your clicker up.
Whenever you request or are giving information, it's usually a double tap on the chest.
Hey,
and you're telling your partner, hey, I got something over here, or hey, I need something over here. And then you'll in front of your body so the crowd behind you can't see. You'll kind of go, you'll give it like give them a little look and you'll go 3, 2, 2, 2.
Yeah, what we got here, bro?
And they'll come back 1, 2. Like, all right, 1, 2, let's ride.
What happens if they go?
You could swallow your pride.
Hey, game changer, man.
And ask the catcher, hey, you got 2, 2.
Hey, coach, what do you guys got?
Or you hope for a couple foul balls. And all right, there's got to be 2 strikes now.
Gotta be 2 now.
But usually it's like weird circumstances that happen where, it counts 2-0. Here's a pitching change. Yeah. First pitch. Here comes a steal. And there's a foul ball or something happens where it throws you off and things get weird, or a passed ball and then there becomes drama on the infield. Mm-hmm. And you look down and you all have your indicator. It's a little clicker in your hand. And you look down and you go, was that count 2-0 or was it 1-0? And then this whole thing happened. And while all that drama was happening, I adjusted the indicator. Or did I forget to adjust the indicator altogether while that craziness was happening? Yeah. Pass ball is a big one where then the ball gets away in the infield. Here comes a run to score.
Oh, boy.
You get back and the at-bat starts back up and you go, all right, it's been 2 minutes since that last pitch. And now I can't remember if I flipped this indicator or not.
Yikes.
Before we get into a break, as an umpire, Elijah, to you with the major leagues going this way, there's still gonna be margin of error, but how much margin of error is like allowed? How much leeway should we allow umpires?
I mean, I think if you're calling balls and strikes north of 92%, that's pretty dang elite.
Yeah.
What I love about the ABS system is every single major professional sport has a small amount of room of error, human error for their umpires, their officials, whatever it may be. I just like that the ABS system can step in and adjust errors that either happen that are either A, egregious, or B, happening in a bad moment. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, bottom of the 9th, 3-2. Umpire calls it a walk, and now you got a runner on first with nobody out, but it's on the corner, and it should be a strike. That's a huge one to miss. And as an umpire, like, I would love for the ABS system to come in and overturn me to make sure I get it right in a moment such as that. I just hope it doesn't expand out to everyone going crazy about every single ball and strike, because you don't need that in baseball. Listen, a borderline pitch on 1-1 that becomes 2-1 or 1-2, is it important in that at bat? Sure. Is it important over the grand scheme of a game to justify slowing things down and sowing a little bit of discontent or mistrust of an umpire? No.
No.
So Yeah, I would say for like a college umpire, if you're north of 90% on your balls and strikes, the called balls and strikes, I should say, so we're taking swings and misses out and whatnot.
Yep.
North of 90% on your called balls and strikes is a really good percentage. And if you're an MLB umpire, north of 92, 93%, you're
Feeling pretty good.
You're feeling pretty good.
Tough job. A lot of data tracking. So, well, these stories will continue. Obviously, hot topic in Major League Baseball right now with the umpires. So let's take a break. When we come back, it is April 1st. April Fool's Day, but these stories won't be. We'll look back at this day in sports, April 1st, when we return. Boo.
And I was watching a video one time. I think it was John Boy that went and broke it down. Essentially, throughout the course of your average MLB game, of all the pitches that you'll see, which you'll probably see 200 something, there's 15 to 20 borderline calls that could go either way. That's it. Out of the 200 plus pitches, like the ones that are on the paint where it's like, okay, not clear and obvious. And hey, well, umpires missed some clear and obvious ones. Yes. But 15 to 20 per game where it's the batter didn't swing. It's right on the corner. It could go either way. Part of the ball passed over the zone, but you see a lot of people call it balls like in that situation, 15 to 20. If you're north on those of 60% on those tight ones, I think that's a good number.
Yeah. I mean, it's just tough. I mean, it's just a bad look when CB's looking at the stands.
My dad's done it for 30 years, and I used to be a kid, like in the stands, trying to defend him when people in the crowd.
Leave my dad alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, man, if you're an umpire and you got thin skin, you're in the wrong job.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Which I'm sure your dad appreciated that, but yeah, listen, man, you got to accept two things. You got to accept as an umpire. A, you're human. You're not perfect. B, part of baseball. What do people show up to baseball to do? Grab a hot dog, drink a beer, yell at the umpire.
Yeah.
It's part of the life.
Mm-hmm.
That umpire in Kansas City had thin skin. One that tossed me out of the game.
I remember that story from last summer.
That's solid.
We're going back down there this year. I wonder if I'll see him again.
Shake his hand. See if he wants to come at you again.
Yeah.
I want to shake your hand.
I want to shake your hand, man. I want to know your name.
Let me also note for those out there listening on the stream, the level of how thick my skin is changes based on the stakes of a game. For example, I'll be more thick-skinned on a varsity baseball game than I will be for a 8U baseball game.
Yes,
it's
will.
8U.
I agree.
Put your wine down and shut the hell up.
You know what they got. Yetis. Anybody?
If you got a Yeti at a baseball game, everyone knows.
Everybody knows.
You're not fooling nobody.
Yeah, you're not. And
Site supervisor knows.
Hey,
umpire knows. We're just not going to fight that fight.
There's a bunch of dads down the right field, left field line. We know.
Hey, I love the dads that go sit out on the left field fence and drink their beers. Perfect place for you to be.
Yeah.
You're not bothering anybody. You're having a good time.
I think those are the seasons. Welcome back in the morning hookup. Really good discussion, umpires. That's another whole discussion is select baseball world. And you've probably seen the fun chart about different types of parents and where they sit. You can tell the seasoned vets, the dads, it could be moms too, don't leave them out, that are sitting down the line, a couple old school patio chairs, fold out, not the good ones. They're rolling in with a bag Yeti. We know. Their season, they don't care. It's a baseball game.
Hey, and you know what? If you're going to do that out the left field line or out in the left field or right in
Enjoy yourself.
Enjoy yourself. If you're in the front row right behind home plate,
you're a rookie. You're a rookie, man. You're a rookie. And if you got a Yeti, we know.
Everyone knows.
Everybody knows.
Kid knows. Coach knows.
Yeah.
Supervisor knows.
Yeah.
Umpire knows.
Yeti. There are people out there like that. I think at every level. A little fun thing we like to do nowadays is look back on this day in sports, April 1st. This day in sports stories, and as we find Husker stuff, we will have it. This day in 1985, Villanova beat Georgetown 66-64 to win the basketball championship, the lowest seed ever to win one, the 8 seed. Charlie Massimino. Love that.
Go way back here, 1930.
Hey, ooh,
Gearing up for the Masters. How about legendary golfer Bobby Jones?
DJ Bobby Jones.
He kicked off his 1930 Grand Slam season by winning the Southeastern Open by 13 strokes over Horton Smith.
No.
That went down at the Forest Hills Ricker Golf Course in Atlanta, Georgia, which I've never heard of.
Wow.
In 1972, the first collective MLB strike took place, lasting 12 days and canceling 86 games.
Nice. The radio one for you. This day in 1996. Howard Stern radio show premiered in Boston, Massachusetts on WBCN 104.1 FM in the live morning drive slot.
Willie J was a big Howard.
Yeah, he was. I've not heard back from him. He just got back from Vegas. Well, I got a few while he was out there.
1969, the Seattle Pilots trade a little-known minor league outfielder to the Kansas City Royals for 2 prospects. And that player, Lou Piniella,
Whoa.
hits 282 with 11 home runs and 68 RBIs for the AL Rookie of the Year, later becoming one of the top MLB managers.
Nice. That's a good one.
The year that I was born, 2002.
He's born in 99.
Graduated out of college.
Remember these names? Juan Dixon and Lonnie Baxter?
Maryland.
Maryland basketball leading the way to a championship, 54-52 over Indiana.
Yep, Gary Williams, coach. Really good coach out of the ACC in there. Really good one. This in this day, back in 2016, the Golden State Warriors NBA record winning home run ends at how many games you think? They had a 54. Sorry, he was gonna let you answer. 54 games in a row they won at home.
My guess, 54.
54. Got it. They lost to.
How'd you come to that?
They lost 109-106 to the Boston Celtics.
Yes, sir. What else we got out there?
There's a lot.
I got
1938. I like the old school ones. I'm a history guy. World heavyweight boxing champion Joe Louis.
Yeah.
Knocked out Harry Thomas in the 5th round of the title bout. That is the 3rd title defense by Joe Louis.
one of the best Celtics of all time, John Havlicek,
Just all
the
this is good.
captain. Career high of 54 points in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference playoffs.
Oh, this is incredible.
24 of 36.
24 of 36.
That's just pure basketball right there.
That's incredible.
That was before the three-point line, correct?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
How many free throws?
6.
Very different than today's game.
6. Maybe the start of one Michael Phelps in 2007. He smashed his own world record. Back when he was just beating his own record in the 400-meter individual medley. 7th gold medal of the world championship. As we know that career, how it ended and went.
One more MLB one for you. In 1970, the MLB's Seattle Pilots, who we just talked about with Lou Piniella, it declared bankruptcy on this day in 1970. Local car dealer Bud Selig would go on to buy the franchise for $10.8 million and move the club to Milwaukee and became the Brewers. It's weird to say it. Local car dealer Bud Selig.
Local. Also buying an organization back then for $10 million. Now they're worth what?
Billions.
Billions? Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Boy,
You got, what do you like to guess how much the Brewers are worth now?
$7 billion.
It's $1.9 billion.
Stupid number. Everything's expensive.
$10 million to $1.9 billion.
Coming up, Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan, stories we missed, and a whole lot more. We're going to have a ham and turkey sandwich debate, too. You might want to stay around just for a minute for that one. Sit back, relax. We'll be right back.
It doesn't matter if you're in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-551-7672. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. And tax nightmares today by visiting us online at PRA.com or call 800-551-7672. That's 800-551-7672. Tax relief benefits, real solutions for real people. We took the first step to quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveWithEscape.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. The first step, now take the next. Visit SaveWithEscape.org for a simple, quick, and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveUpScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association, law enforcement officials, and the Ad Council.
If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps keep lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting the community. High school sports are one part of a complete education. This is presented by the Nebraska School Activity Research Committee, Nebraska State and Nebraska Athletic Administrators Association. That's good. You're good, and you're good. It's good in you. That's right. You can save up to 3 lives. And it's your society helps them every day. Sign up right now. That's a I-T-C.com. You'll be happy too. Just maybe someone else will be happy too. More over.com. It saves time. U.S. Department of Health Services help you with Sports and weather station. FM 101.5. 1240 AM. President's order strikes down the constitutional right to citizenship for those born in the U.S., even if their parents are not American citizens. One question posed to Solicitor General John Fowler by Justice Neil Gorsuch focused on whether the law would apply to the mother or the father of the newborn. And how are we going to determine domicile? I mean, would we use contemporary sources? for every single person.
The president, the first to attend Supreme Court arguments. Later tonight, he will address the nation in the war in Iran. Today, he's sending conflicting messages, it seems, on the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. Here's ABC's Karen Travis at the White House. President Trump saying on social media Wednesday that Iran has asked for a ceasefire, but he says he would only consider that if Iran makes the Strait of Hormuz, quote, open, free, and clear. The president adds, quote, until the nuclear plant, Iran can do oblivion. But yesterday, the president said he believed the strait would, quote, automatically open when the U.S. ends its military operations against Iran. He also said Tuesday that Iran doesn't need to make a deal with the U.S. in order to stop the ongoing strikes. Karen Travis, ABC News, the White House. The president signing an executive order forcing states to hand over a list of U.S. citizens eligible to vote. If you're not on the list, you wouldn't be allowed to vote by mail, says ABC Chief White House correspondent Karen Travis. It is just the latest in this series of actions taken by the president to undermine confidence in the nation's elections ahead of the midterms. This time, the president is targeting mail-in ballots as he continues to spread these false claims that U.S. elections are rife with fraud. That's ABC's Mary Bruce. Iran keeping up its attacks on Persian Gulf neighbors, hitting Kuwait's airport and an oil tanker off the coast of Qatar. This is ABC News.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-551-7672. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-551-7672. That's 800-551-7672. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Sexual assault of a teen alleged toward a Lincoln man. Good morning. I'm Jeff Modes. 43 degrees at KFOR. Last Friday, a 47-year-old Lincoln man was arrested for 2 counts of child abuse and 1 count of third-degree sexual assault of a child after court documents allege that he sexually assaulted a teenager in front of her friends. Court records also indicate William Lloyd apparently touched the 14-year-old girl inappropriately that caused her mental health to deteriorate. The teen told police on January 11th that she and 2 friends were staying at a home when Lloyd invited him to his camper. Court records allege that Lloyd gave the girl and her friends marijuana and alcohol while they listened to music. And the court records also indicate that Lloyd later apologized to the victim and her friends, calling it a test. On Friday, Lloyd was arrested at his home and put in the Lancaster County Jail. The search continues for a missing UNL student. Lincoln police confirming Tuesday that a missing person report was filed for 29-year-old Pawan Gare and that an investigation is underway. He was last seen on March 11th. According to the Nebraska State Patrol website, his vehicle was later located in Florida. Gare is described as 5'8", 150 pounds, with black hair and dark eyes. Guidance on housing, healthcare, and other essential services now being offered through a new initiative between Lincoln City Libraries and Centerpoint. The program features a community resource worker available 20 hours a week at the Bennett Martin Library at 14th and N to provide information to residents regarding supportive community resources. Mayor Larry and Gaylor Baird.
This partnership shows how public libraries are more than books. They are safe and welcoming community hubs that people turn to for answers, support, and human connection.
This effort is funded by a $25,000 grant from the Woods Charitable Fund that the city has been offering the service since February. You can read more about this up at KFORnow.com. Cloudy today, a 60% chance of rain later on this afternoon and a high of 50. I'm Jeff Motes, KFOR News.
Hi, this is Jeff Moe with Visit Lincoln. Spring and summer travel season is upon us, and in our continued efforts to grow the tourism base, recent news from our friends at the Lincoln Airport most certainly gives you every reason to fly Lincoln and tell others to do the same in the coming year. With new nonstop flights, upgraded terminal experiences, and enhanced traveler amenities, Lincoln is now connected to 7 destinations for both business and leisure travelers. With service from United Airlines, American Airlines, and Breeze Airways, there are several new options and, in addition, the same customer service you've come to appreciate from the Lincoln Airport. Easy and affordable parking just across from the terminal, and most importantly, less time on the road to the airport and when you return from a business trip or time away with the family. Help spread the word and tell family and business leaders across the country of the exciting news right here in Lincoln. I'm proud of tourism in our community, and it's one more thing I enjoy about life in Lincoln. I'm Jeff Mall.
This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Welcome back to the Morning Hookup, hour number 2. Happy first of the month. Momentarily, Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan will be joining us. Talk some hoop, get into some golf talk with Henry T. A lot of stories that we missed out there. Turn off social media today. Don't believe anything you hear. It's the worst.
Some evil people.
There's some evil people out there.
I'm waiting for one of my brothers or somebody to text me.
You're just on alert, man. I'm on alert.
I'm not going for it.
My wife has a friend that is like all into it. 100% into it.
It's like they take pride in.
They do.
I'm gonna get you.
Misery.
Yeah.
And I want to be one that spoils it. Got me. Okay, got me.
There he is.
Sounds like a lot of fun, police. There he is. Husker
What's up,
legend,
fellas?
Henry T. Buchanan. T, what's up?
What's up, fellas? What's going on?
We were just talking about this. I'm sure you got a family member. I don't like today. I like every day, right? I like getting up and rising every day. Man, I'm blessed. But when it's April 1st, April Fool, I don't like it. Who's like you got somebody in your family that's always trying to get you, don't you?
Well, co-workers, family members, friends, you name it. Co-workers.
Like I don't get it. Like, leave me alone.
Heck, I treat my co-workers today.
See, you get it. You're part of them.
I just sent a message. I do a message to my team, my direct reports, and my peers. And I sent a good morning message every day. And this good morning message was pretty much that I am not going to be nice to anyone. It's not worth it. And I don't get paid enough, some things like that. And
they knew it was a joke because you're the nicest guy ever. You cannot be mean.
I know it, and they know it. So I did it anyway. But I guess I could do like an actor, because you ever hear about those actors like Denzel and Leonardo and Sean Penn, and a lot of them, they always in character, whether they're in front of the camera or not, and it throws some of the newer actors and actresses off because they're still based upon what they role are, what they're portraying. They continue with that throughout, and it kind of makes them uncomfortable, especially if you're playing a tough role and you're acting tough, even offset. And I guess that I've heard a lot of stories that actors do that. Again, some of your better ones.
Yeah, absolutely. We got Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan. T, let's talk some hoops, my man. And obviously, here's the deal. Like I did when I got back on Monday, I didn't reflect on the game. I think that's fine. I'm not reflecting this. I think Pat said it the best. Pat Norris, Pat.
Yeah, yes.
Pat had a tweet he put out there and said, "Don't cry because it's over. Smile because you were a part of it and it happened." To quote Pat.
Absolutely.
Because I think that's something to talk about. Talk about this team. It's I want to say journey. It's been a journey, not just this year. It's been a journey that we've been on. As a former, you're a former player, love of Nebraska, but as a fan, but the journey about what this team accomplished and what it means for Nebraska basketball going forward, what it means for the alumni support, just the whole, because I'm sure there's alumni that weren't on board, right? There probably were.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Well, there was some boosters, donors, you name it, across the board early on when Coach Hoiberg arrived, and they were expecting instant success. And I'll say it again. Coach Coach Miles left him with one player from that team, so he had to rebuild from scratch. The second year was COVID, and ever since then, he's been making progress year after year. The last 3 seasons, I think it's been at least 20 wins. Winning the crown last year, with this team, and he built a team that became part of his culture. He builds his team off of players that fit his culture. And that's what we were able to witness for the past five years with Coach Hoiberg. Is it 5 years? I think it's 5 years, isn't it? Or is it 6?
Look, whatever it's been successful.
Yeah, it's been successful. And you and I have been behind Coach Hoiberg from day one, regardless of the results, because, and I've said this before, especially when the transfer portal itself, not counting NIL, when the transfer portal came about, my first inkling was that's what Coach Hoiberg was doing at Iowa State. So he's already been part of that, with one exception, that players had to sit out 1 year. So that's how he built Iowa State. That was a Sweet 16 team as well. So I had patience and being able to attend his practices and watch these players. And you know me, I mean, I was drinking the Kool-Aid even in the years that he wasn't as successful, and watching these players and the way he ran his offense, the way Nate ran the defense, and bringing in Ernie and others, and kudos to Howard for getting that Troy job done. Kudos to him. He brings the right coaches onto his staff that just becomes part of his culture. And just to watch what I've watched over the years, and yes, was I right on all of my predictions? No, but at the same token, I did see what we saw this year, and how they finished this season. And was it a disappointment that we lose in the Sweet 16 to Iowa? Yes, but does that really tell us the whole story about this season and this team, and the results of being now the best team ever at the University of Nebraska, and breaking that that curse of not winning our first game? And not only they won their first year, they kicked the door down and went on to the Sweet 16 and had a really good opportunity. We led for 38 minutes to beat, to make it to the Elite Eight, to face Illinois that we split with during the season. And so, but I'm not going to get into what ifs and things that sort, but I'm very proud of this team and what they accomplished, and Coach Hoiberg, and I'm really happy that the administration and whoever make those decisions, the AD or whatever, that kept him on. And I know Trev Alvers at one point, I think, reduced his salary because of the results and things of that sort. But hey, I know he just got a contract extension. We may have to go do that again and make this a lifetime contract. And then let's take care of Nate Losner. I mean, this whole staff, Ernie, and Pat, they, and some of the young up and coming coaches that's on staff, that's also making a imprint and learning from some of the best coaches in the country. And speaking of, I can't wait to this announcement for the Naismith Coach of the Year. I would be highly disappointed if he's not named the Coach of the Year, with the projection of 14th in your own conference, and finishing second, and just, man, I just can't say enough about this team, and I've said this is the best team ever at Nebraska, and you can't argue against that. Now, you could argue talent-wise, because that 91 team has some real, you had 3 NBA players on that team, and probably should have. It was a Final Four team. I even thought this year was a Final Four team. I thought we could make the Final Four, and I always felt that we can beat any team in the country, and they proved that. So, this is where we're at, fellas, man. It's just and not only our basketball program, but all our sports are competing, and with softball being 5th in the country and baseball being 19th in the country, the wrestling team finishing strong in the nation in the nationals, and you got track and field that competed very well, and we may have some folks competing in the Olympics, and at least I hope so, and we can go on and on. Bowling speaks for itself. Every sport, and let's don't forget about Amy Williams and her coaching staff making it to the second round to the 32 teams, and had and played well in that game and had chances to win that. And Britt Prince finishing 90, 40, 50, which is unheard of. Statistically wise and offensively wise. So, you in the recruiting class that she has coming in, some 5 stars, and then what we have coming in with Colin Rice, who can shoot the lights out, and you know what, fellas, this has opened up our recruiting. Yes, donors, we need more money, and I'm talking to you too, Bill. What are you doing?
Whoa.
Talking to you too, Bill. Let's get these, because that's the bottom line, man. Regardless of, we have everything. We got the facility, we got the coaching staff, and now the nation know we hands down have the best fans in the country. Hands down. It's not even close. It's not even close. And fellas, have we been talking about the fans for over 5 years now?
Yes.
Thank you very kindly.
You brought up Nate Lenzer, and before I get to my question, I just want to say that Northern Iowa had a coaching vacancy, and Nate was one of the finalists in interviewing for that position, and it just came out that they have hired somebody, and it is not Nate. So he's coming back.
But those opportunities will continue for Nate, by the way.
He'll keep getting interviews, as he should. But as we look back on this season, T, are there any specific moments or favorite games that you had from this season that we can reminisce on? You had the up in South Dakota, the games against Oklahoma, just an electric game.
Yeah, Oklahoma and K-State, and at that time, K-State had the leading scorer in the country at that time, and Oklahoma is Oklahoma, because every time we have the opportunity to beat Oklahoma, I'm happy, because that's the only team that the teams that I was on, we could not beat those guys, and to watch them get beat is great. But to your question, YZ, there's 28 games that we won this year.
Yeah.
There's 28 games we won this year, and we're 28-6 or 7. Which one was it? 26. Okay, 28-7. So there's 28 moments of victories that we were able to look back on. And some of the losses were some great learning moments as well. And I've told y'all before that I remember the games that I lost more than the games that we won. Now, I may remember a pass I gave to someone or a shot that I won to win the game, or free throws. I do remember those. But what sticks out to me is the games that we lost. And I know we talk about Grambling a lot. At least I do. And the game that sticks out the most for me in my career. But I take that back. The K-State shot that I missed, that we ended up going to NIT. They went to the tournament. I still feel that if I hit that shot, we go to the NCAA tournament that year. So when I think of my personal things, I think about the games that we should have won and we lost. So when I go back to them, some of the moments, and these were learning moments, I think about the Michigan game, playing that game without Mass and Frager. I think about the 2 Iowa games where I look back and say we should be 3-0 against Iowa. I look back at some other games that the Illinois game coming to Pinnacle Bank, the vault, and letting them get that game when that freshman woke up and became who he is now.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at a lot of those games and think about what this team learned from those games, and those games really taught them that we got to figure this out, and we got to figure out how to win these type of games, and that's what they did. So those moments will live in infamy, and I would tell you what. But of course, the first win in the NCAA is the one I'm going to always remember. So I'm not just don't let me get that twisted. That they broke the curse, man. And what's it? And I was out, and I was with you, Bill. A little bit at both OKC and Houston, but the fans, and you realize that I wish more alumni showed up to OKC and Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be around the fans and listen to them talk about this team and the prior teams, and remembering you as a player and talking to you and the excitement that it brought to our fan base. And they were looking, and the first question they would ask after they figure out who I was, is anybody else coming? Any other alumni coming? They were looking for alumni. So I hope alumni is looking at this, and I'm glad D. Vic showed up to this game along with Chris Cresswell. It was in Houston.
Rec was in the house.
Yeah, Jeff Reckaway was in the house. So two of my teammates was in the house. Some of the other players that I saw throughout, and I'm going to, butcher their names, but Jeffrey Grace, who played on the team last year, was he in Houston he was in Houston, or was it OKC? No, he was in Houston.
Yep.
And some other players, and forgive me if I'm getting a brain fart here. And there was a few others that I saw, and Copeland was there. He sit right behind me, and another guard I was
going to ask you that question, because I want to ask you about that. Not to separate, but like seeing some old and some new, the young blood and the old blood were there, because I know you're looking and you're thinking about Trey McGowan's was in the house.
Yes, I talked to Trey.
Yep. Trey was there, but talk about that. Like, that is what has brought this together, the alumni together, I think, is this run or journey you want to call it. But like, because I know that, going back to, you've been doing this for a long time, you brought the old blood, we'll call it the old blood, but like the OGs back. Now the evolution of seeing the young ones that weren't here very long. Some didn't even play, some played, did not. But what that means and what that's like now to have your support already is there with D-Vic and Rec and all the, like I said, the OGs, right? But now what it's going to mean to have some of the young bloods come back. Because like, you also look at a guy like Bryce. I know Bryce is in the league right now. He couldn't probably make it back, but him coming back to Nebraska when he can, he only spent 1 year here. But what the program has done to make those type of kids and players come back to Nebraska.
Well, that's not only the impact of the university, but that's the impact of Coach Hoiberg and the fan base is what that is. And I'm glad that's a great question, because I did ask Copeland, why doesn't he come back to the alumni functions? And his response was, it's only the old legends that come back to that. I said, no. I said, that's for all alumni. And you are a legend now. So get your butt back and be a part of this celebration, especially now. Because next year, our expectation is higher. Our expectation is higher. The fan base is more in tune, and I'm not going to call anybody jumping on the bandwagon, Shoecraft, but
hey, man, look, man, that train is full, bro.
Who's that? What's that?
I said the train is full now. You had your chance.
Yeah. But Shu's on board. He's fully on board, and we have great conversations after every game, and me and D-Vic, he'll text me after this show, and and say, you should have said this, you should have. I mean, I always get that, after the show. So I talk to both of those guys, and those are my guys. And but I just love the fact that, and wait, just don't forget Yubi. I mean, he calls me the black Jimmy the Greek.
Jimmy the Greek, baby.
Yes, and he's fired up, and I get texts from him every week, because he's fired up about this program, man. But I can't even wait to get back to Lincoln, because that impacts us. We can walk around with our chest out as well, because we started this, and the players, the Huskers before us started it for us. We go all the way back to Mr. Maxey, who still shows up and a big part of this program, and some players before him. So this is part of the history, and all of us is a part of the success this year. And this team will always be known, regardless of what happens after this. This team is always going to be known as the team who got it done. And I'm so proud of them. We all wish we would have been that team, but this is the team, and kudos to them. And I'm giving them all the love, man, and it's well deserved. And I tell you what, it's even flying back, from there and talking to people in the airport, and fans starting you, or people who letting you know that I'm from Nebraska, or I'm a Nebraska fan. I haven't talked so much hoops in this last few weeks that I've talked the whole year, it seems like, counting this radio show. I'm trying to nap in the airport, waiting on my flight, and people see, because sometimes this hustle gear that I love wearing every day, sometimes it could be a curse as well, because I have to constantly talk about Husker hoops. If they don't think I'm a football player, I always look in the mirror and say, am I getting fat? I'm getting too big. Don't I look like a basketball player? Maybe not, but fellas, man, I am so pumped up. Give me some more questions, man, because I could talk about this team forever.
Well, we will. We're going to take our first break. We're coming back more with Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan right after the break.
Yeah, fellas, it wasn't this awesome, man.
You'd have been proud of my daughter, man. We were, we stayed in Houston. We didn't come home till Sunday.
No, I know, because y'all were going out to I think you were going to go to, did you make it to the golf thing?
We didn't make it to golf. Coozer did. Big Coos made it to golf.
I know. Coos came to my seat and said, "What's up, man?" I was so happy, man.
I saw him halftime. He's like, "Where's T?" I said, "T's down about row 9." So I'm glad he came down.
He came down to talk to me. That's my guy, man. I'm not going to get into sports, of course, but go ahead.
No, we always love sports courts. We went to Friday night, hit the baseball game, Astros, Angels, which was really cool. Then we did some stuff Saturday, had a big dinner. So Saturday night, we go for a really nice dinner at the family. We come out, Iowa lost, right? My daughter is walking down, and she sees Iowa fans, and she just goes, "Bad night, eh?" That's all she said.
No way.
Got in the elevator with a young girl that had a cheerleading shirt on. She goes, "Bad night, eh?" Like, she just kept mocking Iowa fans.
But speaking of, did you see that stat on Sturts?
Which one?
I think that he played every second of the tournament with one turnover and no fouls.
He played good. No fouls. Come on.
Well, exactly. And don't get me started that they had one foul in the second half against us in Arizona. One foul.
Not possible.
And come on, the way they hold Price, and just never mind. Don't get me. I don't want to bring the refs. I don't want to bring the refs in there, because it kinds of take it just, to me, it takes something away from what this team did, because last thing we want to do is blame excuses. And you know me, I put it on myself, man. I fall on the sword in a minute, especially when I know that I was part of it.
I mean, honestly, in the game, like, I haven't really talked about it, but honestly, I mean, we had open looks.
Yes.
We didn't knock down the shots. It was like those last 2.5, 3 minutes, we didn't knock anything down. That was it. Yeah.
Prager got one. I mean, he was going bucket for bucket there for a second, and then all of a sudden, a lid came on that bucket, on that basket, and they got a couple of breaks, and that's what happens in basketball. Not only college basketball, but at all levels. It just happens. I was watching the McDonald All-American game last night, and both men and women, and it was, it was entertaining, and you don't get caught up. And they were just letting those teams play, and even the commentators were saying, they're letting these guys play. But hey, speaking of refs, though, let's give Kip Kissinger some.
One second.
Yep, here we go. Coming back. Welcome back in the morning hookup again. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan hanging out with us. T, quick question here. It's Easter week, by the way. We're running up on the Easter Sunday coming up. I always have to have this discussion with people. Absolutely, Easter is a traditional ham. Is it, no hot takes. Ham or turkey?
Ham, not even a question. I mean, that is ham. Ham with me. Matter of fact, I got some ham in my refrigerator. I've been having ham and cheese sandwiches with potato salad.
You called it.
What, are you turkey?
I'm not either, by the way. I'm like, I'm okay with both. I always think about I do ham. I'll eat ham. I'll eat turkey. But
honey glazed ham? Are you serious? Now,
I like ham, but listen, I'm just saying that here's my take on it. I'm a day after guy. Oh. I'd rather have a turkey sandwich the day after versus a ham sandwich the day after.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. I would eat ham.
Sandwich and some sourdough bread, shredded turkey up on there, mayonnaise, mustard.
Yeah. One of my coworkers in corporate taught me how to bake a ham, and I didn't realize how easy it was. You get this big crock pot, you put the ham in there, and you pour either Sprite, 7-Up,
Dr. Pepper,
Pepsi, or whatever, a sweet soda, and just put the top on there and let it cook overnight. And the next day, oh my God,
So you're saying is they gave you the Henry T. Buchanan can't fail recipe for ham.
Well, if you mess that up, I still can't crack eggs though. I still can't crack eggs. I've never been able to crack it. I've never been able to crack an egg in my life.
Todd, by the way, that is not a take. He said ham and deviled eggs. Deviled eggs are the side of choice.
Oh, absolutely.
My mom makes them every Easter.
If you make deviled eggs around me, you're gonna have to.
I'm out.
You're gonna have to hide it.
Yikes!
I'm gonna take at least 5 or 6.
Yikes!
I'm not a devil's egg guy.
You don't like egg salad sandwiches either?
No.
Oh baby. Oh.
Egg salad.
I just acquired I didn't start eating eggs until I was in the military. And reason why, because you were so hungry, and the eggs that I first ate was powdered eggs, because you're out in the field and you got those C rations, and we would use the box to warm it up, cut it on fire, and put the C ration can in there. I mean, hey man, they just taught us how to survive, man. And that's how we did it. But hey, I was getting ready to say, we got to give Kip Kissinger some props, man, for making the Final Four as a referee, man. That's huge.
That's huge.
He's a Nebraska kid that still had one of the most beautiful jump shots I've ever seen when he was playing for Westland. I played pickup ball against him, man, and that kid could play, man. And I thought he could play at a higher level, but I never know how that works when folks go to Division II, III, or the NAIA. But I know I've played against all levels, and I take nothing away from any level of a player. All these kids can play, and you see that in NCAA, the mid-majors still in those starters and things and they come up and compete very well. And so that's golly, man. I tell you what, man. What do Coach Hoiberg have in store for us next year, the year after?
Well, and that's what I want to ask you. That's obviously a great year. Never seen it before, 28-7. But now the work begins. You look at what you're losing, right? You're losing some very impactful seniors on down the line, where it could be Garcia, Blue, Mass, Sam Hoiberg. You're losing some impactful guys. But the question is obviously Fred and staff are going to do work. Portal opens up, by the way, April 7th. So Will it be quick work? Whatever will happen. The question for UT is the difficulty of expectations to duplicate, because we all know when you do something like this, it doesn't matter if it's the first time or if you're a blue blood and you did it for the 58th time. Expectations rise. What's the difficulty like to mastermind that next? Because now years of Nebraska basketball being the hunter, now we're going to be the hunted. Next year, people are going to know about us.
Yes. Well, number one, let's get that 7'9" kid from Florida that's in the portal.
Hey, man, what about the kid from Colorado, man?
Yeah, I saw that too. Let's get him 7-footer. Let's get them both, man.
Hey,
let's get that side. Yeah, I saw that yesterday, and I'm like, well, it starts there. It starts the transfer portal, but you have to get players that fit your system. You know, just because they were these folks, and kudos that nobody from Nebraska's name has been put in the portal. Knock on this wooded floor here. You know, hopefully we keep all the returnees intact. So praying for that. But, you know, first thing coach has to do is look in the portal. I know we have Rice coming in, and, you know, we've had a lot of players that visited during the season. And I know there's a kid that went to school with my son. He has a son that's in Ohio that I know that we're looking at. I think he's at least a 4-star, if not a 5-star. It's one of the better players in Ohio. I don't know where that is, but I just don't know where the recruiting is. Speaking of, we need to get – I've been holding off on getting Coach Hoiberg on the show, but in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to reach out to him and when things settle down, and because I know he's in high demand right now, and I know he'll come on our show whenever I reach out to him. So I'll get him on there, and then we can ask him all these questions and where we're at, we're recruiting and things of that sort. But number one, we're going to have to get players that fit the system. We got to get we need, of course, when you think about it, we need a big man. We need to replace Matt. We're going to need a point guard, a couple of guards when you look at losing Sam and Jamarcus and what they brought to the program. You know, so I'm looking at those three initially. You know, then I know Garcia, who played sparingly, but he made an impact at times, and we're losing that. So we're losing quite a bit when you think about the team that went to the Sweet 16, and I think it's a lot easier now with the transfer portal to replace these players. Right now, it's going to be a bidding war. But we don't need to bid on everyone. We just need to bid on the players that's going to fit our program. And I'm sure Coach Hoiberg and his staff are specifically looking for players that's going to be able to fit in his offense and their defensive strategies. And so we'll see what happens. But I'm excited to pick his brain on, where we're at on recruiting and for what we have. We still have, like I said, we still have the big kid from Iceland. We still now. I don't know what's going on with Oogie.
No, he said he's returning.
Okay, so but is he? If he comes back healthy, we have our answer for Mass. We got Connor. Adding another shooter with Price, and we got that Rice kid who can also put it in the hole. So then we got the kid from here, Phoenix. So we got
because you got Rice and Jacob. You got Lanier coming in.
Yeah, Lanier. Okay. Then we have another Nebraska kid that we're trying to get, that a shooter. Is that you talking about, Lanier? Is that the shooter that there was a shooter that I read yesterday that's from Nebraska, and I was watching the McDonald's game, so I kind of glanced through it, and I didn't catch the name, but they just said he was a sharpshooter, and Coach Hoiberg obviously loves sharpshooters.
Yeah. Well, then there's somebody else on the roster who kind of caught your eye in practice, and coaches have talked high about him. 6'6" guard Quentin Rhymes. What can you tell us?
Oh yeah, I helped recruit him, so I can put my name. I was with Coach Ziegler, Ernie here in Arizona, that we watched him, and I asked Coach, who are you watching? And he said, this kid right here, this kid can do it all. And he reminds me of a Bryce Williams, and that's how he plays. Very smooth, athletic, more athletic than Bryce was, but Bryce was sneaky athletic. He just didn't need when he needed to rise to the occasion, he rose to the occasion. And I, with the ability, the vertical and things of that sort. But with Quentin Rhymes, I have a relationship with his parents, and he got a little brother that's up and coming as well. So, and Bryce is, and not Bryce, but Quentin's going to compete for starting and playing time. And he's going to be that guy who can go get a bucket, and which Price kind of surprised a lot of us, who was able to go get a bucket other than just shooting 3-point shots. So I was glad to see that. But when you see this kid play, you'll be surprised. He can play. He can score at all levels. He can rebound, defend, and man, he has some hops, and he's very smooth. He's fun to watch. And thanks for bringing him up, Wisely. I was trying to think of his name, so I just said the kid from Arizona. And I just had another break. Hey, when you get my age, fellas, man, you got to think about things. I don't write things down, man. I just go with the flow, man, because it's easy to talk about this basketball program.
It is. And they've been a lot of fun, inspired a lot out there. I do want to ask you about the Final Four coming up, though. A couple of Big Ten teams sitting in there. You got Michigan, Illinois. You got, the return of UConn. And they did my heart right on the other day on Sunday. They made my soul feel so much better.
Hey, Bill, what a game.
What a game. It was the madness. It was the true madness.
True madness.
How you can get caught up. And again, a lot of people want to talk about that game and how I'll call them Duke because they lost. Duke because they gave it away. But, boy, UConn, I think they took that. It was a 44-20.
No, they did take that.
44-20 second half. 16 second chance points. 16 on that day. But look at this Final Four, man. You got Arizona, you got 2 number 1s, a 2 and a 3. Big Ten basketball, man, big time. How you feeling about it? Obviously, you got Kip Kissinger will be out on the floor, Nebraska native out there doing this. It's in Indianapolis. It's your home state out there.
Yes.
And, thoughts on it? And who you like? I know we want Nebraska to be. We love Nebraska.
Yes,
right? They're going to have their chance. I do that. Believe heart to heart. They're going to have their chance in the future. But look at this, these matchups, man. As Charles Barkley would call it, the Arizona A kicking championship, and they've done it so far.
Well, what I like about this, we get an opportunity to have, and I can go back to when Michigan, even before the Oklahoma KU game, you had Villanova and Georgetown, both from the Big East. And then you had KU against Oklahoma in the Big 8. And I'm predicting the Big Ten final. I think Illinois is good enough to beat Connecticut, and I feel that Michigan is good enough to beat Duke. Not Duke, but but Arizona. But so my prediction, because I'm going with my heart, I'm going with Illinois and Michigan, but it can be easily Arizona in Connecticut. And I just think both of these games is a toss-up. And if anybody picked this Final Four, which I'm sure a lot of people did, you can't go wrong with these 4 teams. But I'm going with Illinois over Connecticut. I'm going to go with Michigan over. Michigan's playing some good ball. Arizona is too. All 4 of these teams are playing. And even though Connecticut stole one from Duke, but it's still Connecticut. They got 2 recent championships under their belt. And Dan Hurley obviously knows what he's doing. I read an article where he said his players are scared of him. He talked to his mentality and how he coaches. He must be Bobby Knight-esque, but I get it. But when they won that game, you saw the love between the coach and the players. Regardless, I know the fans didn't like Bo Pelini, but the players loved him. Not the fans, I take that back, but the media. But the players loved him. So that's what this is all about. But I just think with the size but Connecticut has size too. That's going to be an interesting matchup. So is Michigan and Arizona, and you couldn't ask. I mean, this is going to be one of the most entertaining Final Fours that we've seen in recent years, fellas. I mean, just looking at these teams, the way they play and the size and the skill set that all four teams have, it's going to be interesting with Michigan's defense, what they do with Bradley, the guard that gets things done. And also the bigs and the guards for both Connecticut and Illinois, and how they could. I mean, I just think there's matchups all over, and it's going to be interesting. I think we're going to get our popcorn. I'm going to get my popcorn. Golly. Well, the first round I'm going to be in Hawaii, so I'll be watching that in Hawaii.
Mhm.
Well, I got a wedding. I'm going to the wedding, and I'll be in Hawaii for Saturday, and then I'll be home for the championship on Monday. Then the women's, I'll miss some of that because the wedding's on Friday. So my flight back on Sunday, I'll probably watch some of that on my phone. So that's going to be awesome too, with all four number one seeds making it. And I'm pulling, of course, I'm pulling for UCLA. I'm sure you all are, for conference perspective, and pulling for UCLA, which those matchups, Texas and UCLA, and then Connecticut and South Carolina. Oh my goodness. I mean, man, I basketball is here, man. And I know football gets all the love, and I know baseball is our pastime, and I know that's your heart there, Bill. But man, this March Madness and college basketball, I tell you what, man.
There's not just college, there's NBA coming up.
Yeah. And see, I don't start watching NBA until the end of the season and playoffs. So we still, great call on that. And Wemby, man. I mean, he just getting. I mean, this guy has his ceiling, and he's making it look easy right now. Could you imagine in the next couple of years how good this kid is going to be? I mean, oh Lord! And then you got OKC building their new arena. We saw the big hole in the ground there, Bill, and they're getting ready for their future and what they're doing. The NBA, Lakers has been playing well lately, and golly, Detroit came out of nowhere, and when their best player, gets 100%, and I just think it's Boston's come around. You got Jason Tatum back. So now it's starting to heat up. So good call on that YZ, because I do watch the NBA after this March Madness. So so I'm ready. I don't have no predictions for the NBA right now. It's easy to say OKC, and you still got the Joker out there in Denver. You have a lot of players that you can watch and follow, but this Final Four for both men's and women, it's going to be a phenomenal weekend.
Well, T, man, we appreciate you, brother, man. We will continue to talk hoops. I'll let you guys know this doesn't stop just because season's over. We'll have Henry T on every Wednesday coming up, still talking Husker hoops and a lot of other stuff. As, by the way, next week, we'll talk hoops. We're also going to talk the Masters next week, my friend.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Well, I hate to bring it up, but Tiger, come on.
I know.
Man.
Hey, you know what? He's got to get healthy, man. That's all I'd say from a personal, whatever point of view. He's got to get healthy.
You got to get healthy. And unfortunately, we won't see him in the Masters, but come on, Scotty. But for fellas, I appreciate you, though, man. Great season. Cornhuskers, great job. Coach Hoiberg and fans, man, you are the best. And I don't care what no one say. So anyway, y'all take care. Thanks for having me. I look forward to talking to you next week. And
T, don't forget you led the charge too, my man. Hey, and have a happy Easter as well.
I appreciate y'all. Have a happy Easter, man. Y'all be good, man. Eat some of that ham there, Bill.
I got you. All right, brother. Take care, man. Talk to you soon.
Yeah. All right.
Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan, always great stuff with him every hump day. Let's take our final break, come back with a few stories that we missed. OT. Great stuff from him, man. Boom, boom, boom. What is going on in my world? So many beeps on a Wednesday. I'm waiting for people to make up the last trying to catch me off guard text. It ain't working. I'm a guarded individual.
Getting started on training on news today.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. Doing some newscasts here shortly.
All right. Hear that voice coming up.
Yeah, I got to get my news voice down.
Yeah, it's a different one, right?
Yeah.
It's different. Put on your serious voice.
Yeah. A robbery in Southwest Lincoln. I'm Caleb Weisenborn, KFOR News.
Look, well, you just got it. You just you left yourself a take already. Don't use them up.
Oh, the Red Sox are so bad so far.
I think there's some teams that have just continued to struggle early on.
Have you watched?
The way?
Well, your Braves are playing the A's. They can't hit a beach ball right now. The A's.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they got to see Sale today. Good luck.
The Braves have caught like an early season okay schedule based on their health.
Mm-hmm.
And not that the Royals are bad, but they caught the Royals, got 2 out of 3 from the Royals. There's some really bad teams. Boy, Cubs off to a slow start. Oh, Elijah's Rockies. They got to win.
Hey,
let's go.
There you go.
Philadelphia looks old. They're off to a 2-3.
If you took the win total on the Rockies, you only need,
52 more.
50 more, yeah.
Let's go. Toronto off to a hot start. Yankees off to a good one.
Did you see Roman Anthony's first at bat last night?
No, I missed. I was what I was doing. I was out and about for the most part.
When I tell you it was 3 fastballs down the middle, I'm not joking.
Did he not did he swing?
Didn't take the bat off the shoulder. 3 fastballs. 1, 2, 3. Boom. See ya.
Those are just useless at bats. Don't you get mad? And again, it's MLB too.
Yeah, that's what really gets me. Like, come on, dude.
It's like, why are you not swinging? Like, are you pitching a fit? Are you mad about something? Because this doesn't look right.
Everybody hates the owner. Everybody hates Alex Cora. It's a mess right now.
The stories we miss. The Morning Hookup.
Welcome back in the Morning Hookup. Special thanks there to Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan. As he did mention, we mentioned the Masters, and it is now Tiger Woods stepping away for a period of time to seek treatment and focus on his health. He says, "I know and understand the seriousness of the situation that I find myself in today. I'm stepping away for a period of time to seek treatment and focus on my health destination, in order for me to prioritize my well-being and work towards lasting recovery." That's what you're hoping for, right? Again, seriously enough, hopefully, I'm glad he didn't hurt anybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
The seriousness of this. If you've ever dealt with addiction of some sorts, you'll understand this. And maybe not to that level, right? Whether it be, I chewed for a long time, right? Tough, right? Not the same level, but if you've ever dealt with it, I hope that he gets the help he needs to be able to sustain a long, healthy life for himself and his family.
Yeah, very well put.
Forget golf.
Very well put. Sometimes, you got to separate the sports world from the person, and sometimes you gotta hunker down and figure that part out of your life.
Yep.
So, yep. What else we got out there?
Let's see. I'm not talking about NBA yet.
Let's see
I'm
here.
looking through here. This is it's a quiet day out there. By the way, I will do an NBA. So you see what Luka did?
Oh,
What Luka did in March.
He's had multiple 35, 40-point games. He's been
It
an
is
absolute
crazy.
tear.
They were 15-2 during the month of March. By the way, they're playing some great basketball. Luka totals 600 points in March.
Mm-hmm.
600 points in 17 games.
Yeah, he's making a case for MVP. He's definitely coming down the stretch with that. I think Shea's still a big favorite, but Lucas putting his name in that for sure.
It's his third straight 40-point game, which total 600 points, joining Michael Jordan, 1987's only player to reach that mark in March of any month. 600 points, a lot. Boy, tomorrow we'll have, I think we're talking some Huskers. NFL draft. It's coming up. Emmett Johnson making some headway. Okay? You guys have a great first of the month. Don't be fooled today. Have a great Wednesday. Catch you on a Thursday. All right, let's see here. So we've got, you're going over there. Let's see, tomorrow. I've got NFL draft on here.